Assalamualaikum. My name is Sehrish and further I will continue presentation of our group. After Molish and iodine test, third test we are going to perform is Benedict test. Benedict test. It is a test for reducing sugars. Those carbohydrates which having free functional group and not involved in a glycosidic bond will surely give positive Benedict test. But polysaccharide give negative Benedict test. But there is an exception with sucrose. It do not give positive Benedict test. So all monosaccharides and disaccharides except sucrose give positive Benedict test. Principle of Benedict test. This test is based on the ability of reducing sugars to undergo oxidation in alkaline solutions. Benedict reagent: cupric hydroxide and sodium carbonate. Procedure: take 5 ml of Benedict's reagent in a test tube. Add 8 drops of given solution in a test tube. Mix the solutions. Hold the test tube on flame and boil for 2 minutes. Allow the solution to cool. Now look for the precipitates. Is it precipitate or not? Observation: if brick red precipitate is formed at the bottom of the test tube, so it means reducing sugars are present. But if there is no color change, then non-reducing sugars are present. As fructose and mannose both are reducing sugars, so they will give positive Benedict test and brick red precipitate will form. Result: the precipitates of a cuprous oxide indicate the presence of a reducing sugar in the test tube. After Benedict test, we will perform Barfoed test. This test is used to differentiate between monosaccharides and disaccharides. Barfoed test is based on reducing ability of sugars as Benedict test. However, sucrose also gives this test positive as Barfoed test undergoes hydrolysis in the presence of FeN acid. Monosaccharide give early positive Barfoed test while disaccharide give late positive Barfoed test. Principle: reducing sugars undergo tautomerization in acidic medium to form anidiols. These anidiols reduce cupric ions to cuprous ions that form cuprous hydroxide. This cuprous hydroxide converted to cuprous oxide on heating and precipitates are formed. Its principle is similar to Benedict test except the acidic environment. Reagent of Barfoed test: acetic acid and cupric sulfate. Procedure: take 2 ml of Barfoed reagent in test tube. Add 2 ml of test solution in test tube. Mix them both and now hold the test tube on flame for boiling for some minutes. Allow to cool at room temperature. Look for precipitates. If no precipitates are formed, boil for an additional 10 minutes. Then allow to cool and again look for precipitates. Observation: as we know, if red precipitate appear before 5 minutes, it means monosaccharide is present in the test tube. But if red precipitate appears after 5 minutes, it means disaccharide is present. Here, fructose give red precipitate within 3 minutes and mannose give red precipitate within only 1 minute. Precautions: keep proper track of boiling time. Allow gradual cooling at the room temperature. If reheating is necessary, then do it after the solution has become cold. Now further, we will move towards Selvinov test. Selvinov test. This test is used to detect monosaccharides with a ketonic functional group. It is widely used to differentiate fructose, which is a ketose sugar, from glucose and galactose. Principle: Selvinov test involves the formation of furfuryl derivatives by monosaccharides with hydrochloric acid. The furfuryl derivatives formed by a sugar with ketonic functional group condense with resorcinol to form homogen having cherry red color. Reagent: Selvinov reagent contains 100 ml of water, 50 mg of resorcinol, 33 ml of concentrated hydrochloric acid. Procedure: take 3 ml of Selvinov reagent in a test tube and then add 1 ml of test solution in test tube. Now hold the test tube on flame and allow to boil for 30 seconds. Allow to cool at room temperature. Observation: if cherry red color forms in the test tube upon cooling, so ketonic group is present. But if brown or yellow or orange color appear, then aldose sugar is present. Equations: Prolonged boiling will lead to the conversion of glucose to fructose, resulting in a false positive test. Cooling must be gradual at room temperature. Now the last test that we will perform is a Osazone test. Procedure: filter the solution in another test tube and keep the filtrate in a boiling water bath for 20 minutes. This time may varies for different sugars. Allow the test tube to cool slowly in a water bath. Avoid to cool it under tap water. Now examine the crystals under the microscope. Observation: as both fructose and mannose have same crystals, we will get needle or grass-like crystals for both fructose and mannose. The result that we get from the 5 experiment for first sugar is it is monosaccharide reducing ketose, needle and grass-like sugar. It means it is a fructose. And the second result that we get for second sugar is the monosaccharide reducing aldose, needle and grass-like sugar, which means it is a mannose sugar. In this slide, you could see in a Molish test the purple ring at the junction. In iodine test, you could see the result is positive or negative. In Benedict and Selvinov test, you could see the color change. And in the Osazone test, you could see the crystals that is needle-like or grass-like.